our show. So we have events called Hyperburnators, and on June 17th, which was when I was officially going to come back to Maple, we have something called Crossroad or Challenger Road, and it's season 3 now. They're gonna be including the Hyperburninator, so you basically can level 5 levels basically in total, and yeah, basically it's Challenger Road. So you it's like an Iron Man server, like a reboot, but a little bit challenging. But there's also bullshit stats and stuff like that. But I like to show you. They always have this thing though, Terra Blink, but depends on what kind of coupon. Because this one definitely gives us this, and there's sometimes ones that don't really give it. So I like to show. Yeah, I'll speed up, but so I believe at 200. So 200. So basically every 5 levels you gain so there's an EXP requirement. So every 5 levels after 200, but they did nerf it a bit. So 200 to 260. So every what I'm trying to say is every 5 levels the EXP requirement to level up doubles basically. But they made the 200 to 250, I think even 26 up to 260 a little bit easier to grind, so it's not too bad. And I'm on a class that's like super brain dead once I get higher level. You'll see. But yeah, getting to 1 to 200 shouldn't be too bad. I can probably do this in a half an hour to an hour. Just watch. Use potion. There you go. Which one? Wait, which one it means? Oh. If you select though, you can preset. Oh, you can just skip. Open inventory, use that. Da 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 da. So what Terrablink is, it's kind of like a crash course of a lot of your skills or how to play the game. Like if you really don't know how to play, then you can read through it. But I'm such a boomer makeover now. I kind of just speedrun everything, and that's kind of the genre idea at this point. I'll feed this song. So this was a little different. So I was level 30. I gained 5 up to level 50. It's a little different because they give a like a big chunky XP. Once I get to 200, I can show you a little bit better example of what I mean by leveling. This is like an exception. Well, this kind of makes kind of counts. So I gain like 50 for I gain 5 levels, which is what it should be. And then so now it's taking me to the job advancement. So job advancement is basically after you reach a certain level, you have to job advance to get more skills. Also, just fair warning, this class has a lot of green. It has a lot of green. So just just a fair warning. Yeah, that's what's so great about Terra Terra Blink, because it basically was, I guess, as the name says, it blinks you from 1 to 200. You're basically leveling real quickly. So it's very good. Echo, hello. You know, the only problem I have with Maple is that the fact that they don't have like a first and last name basis. So figuring out names is very hard. And you know the worst part is it's like they have a IGN black market thing where people can sell IGNs to other players, which is kind of scummy in my opinion. That's the only problem I have with Maple. One of the many problems. And you know the funny things is that the fact that some IGNs can cost over like almost like people would literally buy an IGN for almost $2,000. I'm like, damn, you crazy. I'm actually really glad one of my IGNs wasn't taken because when I made Bio Marming, so my Twitter is taken, I think. So it's Mio Maui, like you know, like chat talk. So that's one of the IGNs on that was available. So I'm like, you know what? I'll use that as our main character. That's gonna be our name. But yeah, it really is. And the fact that it's not like Final Fantasy 14 where we got like first and last name basis and like the name is unique to that server. It's like it's so how Maple works, the IGN works is based on the entire game. So if anyone has the same name that you want on any server, you can't take it anymore, which is kind of shitty. I would love to have like maybe like an instance IGN. I should have more high tier level. But yeah, it would be nice to get like instance name like how Blue Protocol had it or something like that. I think if they followed the Blue Protocol route, it would definitely make the game a little bit more viable. But I guess I can kind of see where they're going with this because they want to make it unique to the player. Also, if anyone ever wants to try Maple, I'm more than welcome to teach you. Because it would be nice to I don't like do wiki bosses with my community. But most of the time, people play solo, but I definitely enjoy playing together with people. Especially now since it's such a good time to play. Because like you get one free level 260 character if you play now from now to June 15. And then you get Challenger Road, which you can make the second character to 260. So if you want, I'm on I'm on a server I'm on a server called Chronos. And yeah, I'm totally not taking you guys to prison right now. You guys are totally not getting beaten. totally not get beating against your will. Also, with the hyper burn, you also get free gear along the way. So at level 100, so you get the free gear at level 30, and you get your another free gear at level 100, which can pretty much take you a long way. So you get this the prison or the frozen keep outfit, and it comes with a set. So if you read the set effects, yes, it definitely comes with sets. And because I have some missiles, which is the in-game currency, so the way Maple works in terms of progression. So this is the Iron Man server. So basically, you you grind this the currency missiles to progress into this, and sometimes you have potential, as you see on the very bottom, the gear versus R potential rare. You also get things like that. So progress goes like that, and there are chances of, so the more stars you have, I believe that once it hits 18 stars, there is a chance of your booming and stuff, and that's where the FOMO starts to come in, because when you get to higher level content, your um gear is basically set in stone. So gear is basically through with the bosses, and there are chance or there are weeks where like sometimes your the bosses won't even drop the gear you want, and on top of that, you also get things called pitch set, and they are basically very rare drops, and some people can go from like literally they can go years without a pitch item, and there are some people who are not lucky doggers who they get it like their first try, and then it's even bad. It's even worse when they hit 22 stars. So 22 stars is kind of like are in between meta. I believe it went up because we got an update with the Star Force system. But yeah, those are the lucky doggers, and we go bully those guys. We kick them in the ass. Yeah, that's where the grind comes at. Yeah. So you grind, you waste all your missiles in this, and you grind more for more FOMO. Like Star Poison, or rather, Shubian is not too bad. It's the Star Force, because the higher gear level, the worse it gets. Because I believe the strongest gear level, the higher or yeah, the more stronger your gear level, the um the more expensive it is. So yeah, I believe that so they have earning it on level 250 gear, and I think from the think at one point it starts to get really expensive. You get like 6 bill a pop. So you pray that that doesn't fail. Also, because of the hyper event, we get something called event rings. This is this is one of the event rings you can get, and they're very good to get something called drop and missile potential mines. But you can only get those lines during when it hits a legendary. But these are very good because they are pretty much equivalent to 17-star equipment. I agree. We're doing well. I'm just counting down the days to my PTO. Counting my days down. I see what the problem was. I may have skipped a few steps. That's why it was kind of bugging out there. Oh yeah, as you notice, remember, as you notice, from 1 to 7 stars, it went from 100, 90, 80, then start going to 75, I believe, then 70, and now it's 65, with a 35% chance of gaining, like that. And here's the thing, like it says 35 or 70%, but the idea is that it's already swapped, so it's actually 35% success. Can you see that? The succession failure is dropping as the stars go higher and higher. 50. Now it's starting to feel a lot more. 45, 40. Not even on maple. Maple is a different breed. If it's not 100%. So yeah, here, if it's not 100%, it's just gonna straight up fail. And even though it says so there's another mine, chance of destroy, and it usually is about 0.1% to like 7%. That 7% is more like 700%. Nope. We have things called Star Force event, and it only increases the rates by like it only increases the rates by like 10%. And sometimes they give discount on the cost, but it honestly is better than nothing. That's how much FOMO we live in right now. uh, More like everyone's. We live in a state of FOMO. Welcome to Nexon, fucking bitch well. And I've been playing this game for like quite a long time. I've been playing this game since 2004. Uh, this server in general didn't come out to 2014. So yeah, it's pretty bad. And we're the only server in the entire in all regions that have a kind of like a free to play server kind of thing. So FOMO. We live in FOMO right now. Share bias. Yeah, um, it's hard to quit because a lot of us has been playing since we were children, and yeah, yeah, we we're not FOMO guys. uh, Generally, yes and no. So, what I'm doing right now is called a hyperburnator, and usually I would recommend to new players to wait for hyperburn events like these because you not only gain one level, you gain pretty much so you gain a level plus four additional levels. So you get basically leveling 5 levels up to 260, and on top of that you can speedrun 1 to 200. And in this map you can basically it basically it basically gives you a crash course of the game, kind of like stats and job advancements. And when you get this is the hyperburn. So you get everything up to 260. So you get a pet, you get a level 100 gear set, you get level 150, which I should probably use. And then after you do this quest and do fifth job, you get to use this title, which gives you a month of using some stat bonuses, and you get an event ring, which is also very good, and you will probably keep for a very long time. Um, I would say it depends also who you meet. Like, for instance, if you were to start now, I would literally like hold your hand, walk you through each step, and if you have questions, I will try to my best to answer because at the end of the day, each player progress is different. And my one only tip is definitely if you want to play, wait for Hyperburn events. There is another event coming in June, like June 17th. It's called the Challenger Road server. And basically, at the series, it's a challenger. It's like an Iron Man server, but once you finish it, you can transfer your Iron Man character to the designated server you want. But while you're on Challenger Road, um, basically to sum it up, you have things by different tiers. Your base tier gives you a certain amount of stats. So you get bronze, gold. Wait, no, you go from, yeah, I think bronze. Yeah, bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, ruby, and then challenger. And each of those tiers gives you more stats. So yeah, a lot. So if you ever want to try, now it's probably a good time. We have over 55 classes to choose from. You can choose any of them, figure how you want, and I would really help you out. Try my best to help you progress. But the only thing is, I am on a server called Heroic, which is kind of like a Iron Man server. So you grind everything yourself and progress yourself. Because in my opinion, um, there is interactive server, which is like the we call it the raid server, and it's more like pay to win heavy. And I would say you would definitely have a harder time in there than on Reboot or Heroic. That's my opinion, but yeah, you'll definitely need some time. I definitely think of this as like well, to me, people say it's like doing it's like a second job, but ideally, like I have a good friend of mine who has a few quite uh end game level characters, and he really only really plays like for like 30 minutes to an hour. Um, the market is kind of like not really dead. You can still sell stuff, but on Rake server is more like there is more. It's more RMT heavy. Unfortunately, Maple Story is one of those games where they definitely push forward with RMT. So people are nearly selling everything under the sun. I was mentioning to a coffee that people sell IGNs, and some people would literally buy one IGN for like $1,000. And even the simple gear, like high end gear, can range up to from 1,000 all the way up to 50 grand. People literally would spend that much. That's how bad the whales are in this game. It's crazy. It really is. There's even account selling too. But people, but the community on Maple is pretty more strict on well, trust me, it's a thing. It's a thing. There is literally one person on Maple who would literally sell feed pics, and she has like a OnlyFans and stuff like that. And you know what's the thing? Her fans literally give her annex on her OnlyFans. That's how bad it is. You know why? You know what I think? It's because maple grinders, they don't see the sun. They grind like 18 hours a day. They don't know what girls are, so that's the way of stream what a girl is. But anyway, that's to like the new player question. So they gave me this, which is part of the set of being able to hyperburn. And because I am over level 150, which is the requirement, I am a dex class, and then I will take that and then open this one because my main weapon is a bow, as you can see. So you can actually measure your combat gear or your combat power to here. So it may not seem as much now, but when I put on a set, it starts to gain more. But yeah, that's I think it like simple gear, and I would say these ones are so these three sets you'll keep pretty much your entire whole Maple career. Also, there's one more thing. This thing's called MVP. You see here, MVP, bronze, silver, gold, diamond, red, black. So black is the most expensive one, and you need to spend roughly about 1,500 USD. But look at all the perks. No, so your best gear is from boss drops, and it's not between behind a weekly gear. Which wait, ain't no way it's worth that. Wait, what's worth what? So MVP Black is to get to MVP Black, you need to spend about 1,500 USD in game. That's how bad the Maple community is and how bad Maple is. As you can see, I spent quite a bit of money. So if I wanted to go to gold, I would need to spend about $75 here. uh, but yeah, uh, as you can see, I might be going a little insane. But you get a damage skin. This damage skin is actually green because it turns to units. MPP stuff seasonal. It's not seasonal. It's bi-monthly. And to maintain MVP Black, you need to spend like the next amount. Oh look, I'm 200. So now that I'm 200, so we go and tactic. That's if you want the best perks. I really haven't spent that much. But I think with the free reign collab, I might actually spend that much. But we will see. But generally, only the real whales would actually spend that much. I haven't really spent that much, I would say. It's not really worth it. I also need to see what clips I need. So what I'm doing now is called a fifth job. So it's just like a classic branch spin. So you have a total of six Java branch spins. So one to four is kind of easier, and then fifth job is more like buffed up skills and some additional stronger skills. And it's the same for sixth job, but sixth job is a little bit more in depth. It's like a buffed up version of your fifth job. So it's like a buff on top of a buff with some other additional six job skills. I hope that makes sense because I have a new account, so I haven't really I don't have anything to establish here. Actually, I do on Rake server. So let me exit game real quickly. So is this the Rake server? Yeah, this class will be. Oh, I'm not even six up on this one. Never mind. I stand corrected. I am bleeding. Never mind. Tata. See ya later. Bye bye. So here is my fifth job. So what these are is more my built up skills here. And then on top of that, I think I get five free nodes. Oh shit. So I do that. Actually I need to check if I got anything. PoE? I haven't been I haven't played PoE in a while. So I might have to refresh my brain. I definitely want that there. I forgot what this does, so I'm putting that there. That's a buff. That's a gale. Vortex. That's a buff. What's this? I forgot what that does either. Which is